Hey guys, this is Devin. Thank you for tuning in to Bass Talk Episode 2. Today's topic is, what's your biggest bass? Without further ado, let's get into it. So, I have a few memories of some of my biggest bass, but I'm going to talk about 2 or 3, and then we're going to get into some video clips from 2 of those, and then we're also going to get into some subscriber and fan photo ops of some of their biggest bass. If you guys didn't get your photos in to be featured, stay tuned for more Bass Talk episodes because I will likely do some other feature videos as well for you to send in pictures and video clips from some of your fishing trips. One of my biggest ones that we have a clip of, I didn't get a weight on it, unfortunately. The hype and excitement, I was just so overwhelmed I didn't even think to get a weight, and honestly I don't even think I had a scale with me. Caught it a long time ago at one of my spots that I haven't been on to the bayou in a while and fished there, but it's a place that I used to go a lot. It was kind of a normal summer day, mid-afternoon. I was fishing with one of my good buddies at the time, throwing a square bill, Bagley Balsa B crankbait, throwing it up under a bridge, bringing it through some hydrilla, and this bass just hammered. I knew as soon as his head came up out of the water and shook that I had a monster bass on, especially for the bite. So of course I was freaking out, and once we landed the fish, we just went berserk. We actually were to keep the fish in the water and healthy and energetic, and we actually ended up calling my mom, who had dropped us off that day to fish, and told her to bring the digital camera because at the time, let's see, this was about 10 years ago or so, there wasn't iPhones and high quality phone cameras. So all we had was little flip phones that took, had 4 or 5 megapixel cameras probably. So she rushed down with the digital camera we had at the time, which wasn't the best quality, but we were able to get some video of the fish, and I'm very thankful to have that. So the next biggest bass I caught was a couple years ago. I was flipping and pitching some weed beds on the bayou. I had rode my bike down to a spot that doesn't get pressured very often. Not very many people fish there. This was, I want to say, late spring, mid-spring probably. I was flipping and pitching a Berkeley Havoc Pit Boss and the big Texan color with a 1/2 ounce tungsten that was pegged with a peg stop. I remember like precisely. I was flipping this specific weed bed right off the bank, flipped in, didn't get a bite, brought it back out over the weeds and let it fall again, and boom, it got hammered. Didn't have the camera rolling at the time, but it ended up being 6.89 pounds, if I believe that's correct. It was full of eggs. I started the GoPro as soon as I got it up out of the water. Got some really good footage of it, got a good release, and that was a super epic day. That was so crazy. Over the years, I've caught some other big bass as well. A lot of them I haven't got weights on, but my biggest bass to date that I have weighed was that fish in particular that was 6.89 pounds. So, to wrap up Bass Talk Episode 2 here, I look forward to hearing your guys' comments down below. Let me know what was your biggest bass, how you caught it, where you caught it. If you want to disclose, you don't have to. I know us fishermen, we're kind of seclusive when it comes to some of our honey holes. But let me know what your biggest bass is. Let me know what you caught it on. And without further ado, we're going to roll into the clips of some of my biggest bass, and we're also going to showcase some subscriber and fan photos as well. So as always, guys, take care, tight lines, and thank you for watching. Bayou Bass King, signing off. This is by far the biggest bass that I have weighed. I caught this a couple years ago, flipping and pitching, and this bass came in at 6.89 pounds. It was a beast.
Subscribers, everybody on my YouTube page, thank you for everything, for watching my videos. This is why we do it right here. Never give up. Never give up. There she goes. There she goes, 7-pound bass. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Woo!
And guys, as you'll see here, this is one of the biggest bass I ever caught. This was down in the bayou. I was probably about 15 or 16. Didn't actually get an official weight on this fish, but definitely one of the biggest fish I've ever pulled out. I was extremely overwhelmed and excited. As you can see here it was a monster. I would guess somewhere in the 6 to 7 pound range, but definitely one on my biggest bass I've ever caught.